Hey, drop. Yeah, hey, drop.
Welcome. It's your man DJ Dots back with another episode of the Audible, your daily sports breakdown, giving it to you raw and uncut. How you doing, Miss Murph? Always present. Glad for you to be in the building. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold you too long. Those that know Fridays. what I do. Still working on the catchphrase. Trying to kind of something catchy. Something catchy, but hey, how you doing? Yeah, I'm still working on that, but hey, kind of get this in because I got a hell of a show planned for later. For those that know. Yes. Let's start out with the news of the day. I was going to kick it off with the NBA, but it broke early this afternoon. Four Detroit Lions and one Washington Commanders player have been suspended by the NFL for gambling. Star wide receiver, first round draft pick last year for the Detroit Lions. Jameson Williams suspended for 6 games. Teammates Quincy Cephas and CJ Moore was suspended for pretty much the year. And Washington Commanders defensive end Shaka Tony was also suspended. It was also another fourth Lions player, but he's nobody, and they ended up cutting him. This and those that know about it, the NFL and gambling, especially in recent memory, Calvin Ridley got suspended last year for a year for gambling on NFL games. Even though he was out injured, the NFL, has a real big issue with players gambling on any sports, but to be betting on NFL games, that's why those guys were suspended for a year, pretty much indefinitely. They could apply for reinstatement after the season. I don't understand this need to I mean, I get to the bag, man, but why are you gambling even if you're doing it online, even if you're doing it in Vegas at the sports book? Like, come on, dude. Like, be smart. And you guys are making millions of dollars. All they tell you, hey man, don't gamble, don't bet on our games, don't do any of that stuff. Idiots. You think the NFL is not hooked in with these online betting companies? You don't think the NFL is hooked in Vegas and see who's placing bets? They got names. They, certain names pop up. It was reported that certain names pop up, especially with the online betting. When these guys use their real names to place bets, it pops up and sends an alert to the NFL, and they look into it, and that's how these guys got caught up. Like, guys are betting chump change, man. You guys are making millions of dollars. What are you doing? Gambling. And here's like the sad part. It's like, you want to gamble, bet on boxing, bet on horse racing or golf. Stuff that you can't, you can't be tied to, where the likelihood of cheating is a little bit lower. It doesn't put you in harm's way. Better yet, if you're going to gamble, have your people do it. I'm pretty sure these guys, NFL players, have family members, friends, have entourages that will gladly place bets. And this kind of reminds me not of the Calvin Ridley situation. This brings me all the way back to the Mike Vick situation. Here you are, a superstar NFL quarterback, $1 million player, one of the most high-profile players in the league at the time. Not only are you running a dog fighting operation, you're actually getting your hands dirty and doing some of the manual labor. to run that, or like, oh man, I hate to say it, but like, come on, man, like,
Bruh.
I
Bruh.
can't, man. Why? Calvin really just got suspended last year. Just got suspended last year, and you guys are doing it and think you're not going to get caught. What makes you different from him? Like times have changed that much since last year. Calvin really lost. You lost millions of dollars, and you guys are going to be losing millions of dollars. And some of these guys, hey, it wasn't like he was superstars. You know, Jameson Williams is high profile first round pick. Detroit traded up to get him last year. You know, high hopes for him as possibly being one of the top young wide receivers this coming season. Why risk millions? Risk millions for chump change. And why, if you want to play so bad, man, get your people to do that. Get your hangers on, your friends, get mom or dad to do it, aunt, uncle. Don't you do it. Like, come on. Yeah. Yes, man, I need my whole check and can't imagine losing millions. Because when you're suspended by the NFL, you don't get a game check. You don't get a game check. And that's how, guys are paid every Tuesday. A check is deposited, based on their salary. Unless you're getting a signing bonus or something of that nature, you're not getting a big lump sum of money. You're not. So, I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, dumb news of the day. Thank you, NFL, for giving us that. Perfect example, man. Having money, and you would think these guys would, have systems in place, be smart with the money, don't put themselves in harm's way. I mean, and I'm not one to judge what people do with their money, but I'm like this. I'm $1 million player. I'm bringing in money. I'm not hanging out in places I ain't supposed to be. I'm not in the nightclub. Hell, if I got enough money, I'm not driving because I don't want to be, run a chance of being caught with a DUI. I'm in the house. I'm in the house. Hey, I want to party and all that. I do that in the off season. Do that in the off season in exclusive locations, exclusive places where I don't have to run into potential riffraff. And I hate to say it like that, but when you got to put yourself, when you have money, put yourself in position to protect that money. You guys have an opportunity to create generational wealth by playing a game that you love, and you messing up the bag. Like these guys, two players got cut, and the likelihood of them being signed by a team, unlikely, because you were borderline fringe players. You guys can mess around and be out of the league. Why? Because you wanted to bet on a game, and then you guys are betting on your own games. Like the optics don't come across to you. Oh man, it's just sad. It's always us, man. It's always us. Like, when are we gonna stop, man? When are we gonna stop? I mean, stop shooting yourselves in the foot. Christ. Man, so that's it for the NFL news, man, for the day. Like that broke this afternoon. Guys got caught betting. Stupid. But hey, I'm here mainly for the NBA playoffs. It's heating up. If you watch last night's games, a lot of good games. We're gonna break each of them down. Look forward to tonight's game. I know Boston and Atlanta has tipped off. Let me see if I can get the score real quick. I know it was at halftime right before I started the show. All right, so it's a 5-point game. Hawks are up by 5 third quarter. Normally I would watch the rest of the games, but I got stuff to do tonight. But let's break it down. Yes, they are dumb if they're thinking come on, man. Like, why? It's always us. It's always us. Always. Oh, now it's a 6-point game. Thanks, Ms. V. It's like I'm trying to keep up with the score. Be honest with you, I'm not really excited for Boston and Atlanta. If Atlanta wins, kudos to them. You're going down in 5 instead of 4. But I want to get into last night's games. Probably the most talked about game last night was the 76ers Brooklyn Nets game. Emotions was high, fouls everywhere, taunting, flagrants, guys getting kicked out. Now let's break it down play by play. Joel Embiid kicking Nick Claxton. To only get a flagrant 1, I thought he was going to get kicked out. I thought he'd have got an instant flagrant 2, kicked out of the game because it's not a basketball play. And bro, you had to bring your foot up kind of high to where you hit Claxton. One like this, like a little side kick, damn near full leg extension, kicking that man in the behind. Okay, Miss VS. Okay, what she say? I'm gonna be more chat interactive with this show. I've always said that Mike Vick situation is one of the placing the bets. Many other players who continue playing, I'm sure, or bet on the yeah. There's plenty. Like you have. I'm kind of derail the show real quick, but that's fine. Hell, it ain't nobody here but us. But you have, you put yourself in a position. You have a circle around you that protects you. Like I look at LeBron is the perfect example of having people around you to keep you insulated from negativity. LeBron doesn't get caught up in the situations. He doesn't get arrested. His name is not in the paper. His name's not in the tabloids. I mean, you have people. You can put them on payroll. You can put them on payroll. Hey, that's your job. Make sure I'm not doing something. Ja Morant needed a circle like that earlier this season. The way he was wilding out. Guys, like, come on, man. Be smart. Put yourself in you generational wealth, man. When you guys make it to the league, man, is bigger for your families. I'm not saying for your neighborhood, but for your families, it's bigger than you. The longer you can play, the better you can play, the more money you make. Hey, have a nest egg for your kids. The way maybe they don't have to play sports. Maybe they can, looking at doing the other stuff and be financially set, man. Come on. But back, Miss Murph says Harden shouldn't have been ejected. Yeah. Harden's been doing that kind of push off move for years, but I think what it was the culmination of the referees trying to get a hold of the game. Because if you watch the game, it is very physical, and I would say this playoffs more than any other playoffs in years past. The refs been really swallowing the whistle, and guys have been getting real physical, not just in the 76ers Nets game, but you could say. I would say game 2, Kings Warriors, very physical game. There's a lot of physicality going on with these games. Refs are letting them swallow, but I think they moved out hard, and I think Bridges did a little acting, and flopping it is part of the NBA. You gotta sell it. You gotta sell it. I think he, did a whole lot more. It didn't look like an intentional groin shot. It's like more just, forearm shove to get up off me. But, Harden has been doing that move for years. But for him to get ejected, instant flagrant 2 for that? Come on, man. Come on. Man, Claxton got ejected for taunting. Let them play. If you're going to swallow the whistle, swallow it and let them guys play. Let it be decided on the court. But like I said, this playoff season, guys are getting a lot more physical. Being refs are swallowing it. Hey, I love it. Let them play. Let them play. All of that. You breathe on a guy, and the guy, guys, how guys are when they shoot the ball and throwing their hands up, looking for a call, Refs letting them play. I love it, but hey, Harden shouldn't have got kicked out. If anything, Embiid should have got a flagrant 2 and probably been ejected for that because that was clearly not a basketball play. Yeah, I get the disrespect of the man straddling you and stepping over you. I get it, but you can't, you can't flat out just kick a man. You can't. If Draymond can get suspended for a stomp and got suspended last year for kicking Steven Adams in the nuts, Embiid should have got a suspension. I don't think it's coming, but hey, I'm not the commissioner. I don't run the NBA. I just report on it. All right, let me get back in here real quick. Rest of me showed out on either. Yeah, they don't at least stop call egregious fouls, but hey, let them play. Let them play. I think the NBA kind of needs to go back. More physicality in the game. I'm not saying Knicks Heat's 90s ball, but yeah, let them get up on them. Basketball is a physical game. It ain't the NFL, but it's a physical game. All of that throwing your hands up, and I don't like it, because you didn't see that from players back in the 80s and 90s. You didn't see that. Guys, every time they shoot, they flailing, they throwing their hands up, all that acting. You didn't see flopping to that degree. But hey, like I said, I'm not the commissioner. I just report on the news that's happening in his league. What other games happened last night? Y'all got to give me a second. I got so much stuff open up. If you know. Sacramento, lost down in Golden State. Golden State played a hell of a game. Golden State, somebody must have heard my show yesterday. You had to let them young boys get some minutes, and they did. And Golden State looked like a much different team at home, but they looked a lot more athletic out there on the court, and it was giving Sacramento problems. Sacramento made it a game for a while, but it was never any doubt of the final score. Will Golden State continue with that formula? And Looney was huge last night. I want to say like 17, 18, 19 rebounds. Looney was huge last night. Looney was huge, but Sacramento has a chance. Hey, game 4 coming up, have a chance to really put pressure on the Warriors. Put pressure on them. Now, I will say this: Golden State wins game 4. It's a whole new series, because then the pressure shifts back to Sacramento. I think last night was a chance to really go for the jugular. I don't think Sacramento came out with the intensity, the mindset of doing that. Hey, playoffs, these series only go 7 games. Only go 7 games, and you need to be ultra locked in. You don't have to worry about back-to-backs. You ain't got to worry about long road trips. You need to be locked in completely. You understand? And I would say probably surprise game last night, Suns Clippers. Now, I also said this yesterday. I said the Suns need to jump out there, put their foot on the next. No Kawhi, no PG, Russ being Russ. Go out there, put the pressure on them boys, get them up out of here. Save your energy, because Kawhi may be back, may or may not be back for game 4, but game 3 he wasn't there. You should have stomped on them boys. But then Norman Powell happened. Clippers made it a game. It came down to like the last 2 minutes. Last 2 minutes, this Clippers just didn't have enough. Ended up losing a close game. Booker went off. KD did what he did. It's playoff season, man. You can't play the same conventional stuff. You got to adjust game to game to game. Right now, you're putting a lot of focus on KD, and rightfully so, because he is the best player on the court right now. But Devin Booker is the one that's cooking you. Devin Booker is being very assertive. I'm getting the ball and I'm going for it. I'm not being indecisive. I'm getting to my spot. I'm attacking. But I think this series, like I said, if Kawhi comes back for game 4, we'll see. There's no report on that yet. You never know with Kawhi. Hell, Kawhi may just shut it down. He may be looking at this as load management in the playoffs. Never know what's going on with that guy. Hard to read at all. Now, like I said, you have the Hawks and Celtics playing tonight. Whatever. If Celtics don't win tonight, it ends in 5 instead of 4. Atlanta is, I talk about this since the playoffs started, man. This is a lot of the time it's about matchups. Who are you matched up against? Do I think the Hawks would have had a better chance playing, maybe the Knicks or the Cavs? If he was in that position, probably so. But it's about matchups, like Brooklyn. I like how Brooklyn plays. I like the team that they have there. Philadelphia is just a bad matchup. And in the playoffs, you got to take advantage of those matchups that you have. Now, also on tonight's slate, tipped off just now, Cavs and Knicks. curious to see, what New York looks like at home. Playoff game, playoff atmosphere. Mitchell is from New York. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, it's going to be popping in the Garden. I'm sure Spike's going to be, front row hollering and screaming. Which Knicks team shows up? Is we going to get the Knicks teams from game one that look like a very good offensive team, or are we going to get the one from game two that just look like they was lost in the sauce? Curious to see. I'll be keeping tabs on that game, and I ain't gonna be able to watch it. You know why? But I will be keeping tabs on it. Also, 9:30 tip off. You got Denver, Minnesota. Yeah. I guess they threw the trash games. And no slight to those teams. And if you're fans of those teams, oh well. But I think they just threw the trash on the Friday night, because how could you have Warriors, Kings, and Clippers, Suns on the Thursday slate and not have at least one of those on the Friday slate? Like Boston, Atlanta don't move me. New York, Cleveland probably be the game of the night, considering the location and how evenly matched these teams are. Probably the game of the night. But Denver, Minnesota, it don't move for a Friday night. You gotta. I'm looking at the Saturday slate of games. You got Philly and Brooklyn. You got Suns, Clips again. Miami and Milwaukee again. Lakers and Grizz. Like all of this on a Saturday. Jesus, like you couldn't give me Bucks Heat tonight, maybe. I mean, ugh. NBA scheduling is fantastic. Oh man. Like I said, I'm not looking forward to tonight's game, but I will be watching. I will be reporting, and I will be, doing my little thing with them. But what else is kind of going on in the sports world? Like I said, I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. It's not gonna be a long show. But let me kind of get back into the chat and kind of, interact, since hell, it ain't but so many of us here. If yes, I'm taking in case something happened later tonight. I have no clue. Do you? Well, I like to do my presentations on Friday. If that's what you're asking about, you might want to be in the space station. I don't get too rowdy, but I will be, doing my my thing. Ms. Murph said I had kind of Golden State out. Yeah, I figured Golden State would come out with a lot of intensity. I think I was hoping that Sacramento would come out and match that energy in game 3. They just didn't. Shooting was terrible. This, by the time they kind of got it together, the game was out of reach. I think Golden State made the adjustments, put them young guys in. They got a whole lot more athletic on the wing. And for whatever reason, Looney was a rebound machine in game 3. Can they duplicate that in game 4? I don't know. Probably the only other news from the NBA, I think LeBron is Dylan Brooks may have poked the wrong bear. He had a press conference earlier today, media scrum they do for after practices, especially during the playoffs. LeBron, ended it abruptly. I'm just ready to play. And that I think LeBron is in 0-30 more. Dylan Brooks better watch out, because he may get that 40 piece that he asked for. I'm not really concerned about LeBron performing. AD, another story. Which AD am I getting, Mr. Inconsistent? Consistent? Which AD am I getting? If I get, game 1 AD, we win. I get game 2, we lose. And that has been my biggest gripe with him. Just you haven't been consistent all year long. Great gift, by the way. Well, I figured, they were going to be like the headline until the NFL news kind of broke. I had to kind of adjust. But, let me know if you like this one better. I personally, this is my favorite. and you will be seeing this a lot during the NFL season. Yes, you will be seeing this a lot during the NFL season. Like I said, Saturday and Sunday, I will be off from here, kind of chilling, relaxing, and enjoying the great slate of games, taking in all the sports and all the good stuff. And I'll be back again on Monday. Hopefully, by that time, I have a catchy catchphrase or something to kind of end off the show, begin the show with. I don't know. Still working on it. But I got time. But it's about time for me to kind of end this show because I got to start making preparations for Fridays. Y'all know how we get down on Fridays. Appreciate everybody that has subbed, that has liked, has shared. It is greatly appreciated. And as always, like, share, subscribe. Yeah, Miss VS, yeah, this might be one of those satellite shows, especially after that one clip I got. Yeah, definitely satellite show for that one. But y'all, hope y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy some sports, enjoy your family, friends, and all the good stuff. And I'll see you guys again on Monday, 8:30. I think 8:30 is going to be my time slot. I think that's going to be my time slot, schedule permitting, but that'll be my time slot, 8:30. So I'll see you guys on Monday. Thank you for coming out. And I don't feel bad not doing an outro. I guess I'll just have to do this then.